Good evening, everybody. It's R.A.N.T here for episode 21, running on a snow day here in New England. And I'm going to try to do as much of this as I can in one take just because it is really cold. Weather.com says it's 21 degrees with a real feel of 7 Fahrenheit degrees, of course. And I'm going to talk a little bit on how to run in the snow here in New England, Northeast, anywhere that it snows, and how to do it safely. So let's get going. So here's a view of the slush up close. We probably got somewhere between 8 to 12 inches of snow, and it's still coming down a bit, as you can tell by the flakes. I'm going to get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about safety, and we'll go from there. So first of all, mainly because it is very cold out, I have 2 hats on, 2 pairs of gloves. You can see some people out and about, not a lot of cars on the road. I assume a lot of people took today off from work, and with the COVID-19 pandemic, I think a lot of schools are closed. So here's another thing. If you see vehicles on the road, do not assume that the car is going to be going in a straight line. Assume that they're going to slide, try to get as far over as possible, and on a sidewalk if possible. Here's the first example of that. I don't want to be in the road right now because you don't want a vehicle to slide and, you know, they don't have control of their vehicle and they might slide toward you. It's also pretty safe to assume that your pace per mile is going to be pretty slowed. I know I don't have any yak tracks on my feet today, but I'm slipping a little bit, just like driving. You know, in wintry conditions, you got to plan your slides. So if you're taking a turn, really slow down and be very calculated with your footing. So here's a view of the local park, covered in snow. This is Providence's Blackstone Boulevard. And normally the plows do a pretty good job of plowing this. It's a little sloppy still. The storm isn't quite over. But I would recommend if you're going running during a snowstorm like this, you stay off crowded roads. In the boulevard, it's a little more controlled. Speed limit's 25, I believe. And vehicles tend to be pretty respectful of that speed limit. Also, watch out for plows. As you can see, I have a handful ahead of me. And don't forget your chapstick and your hand lotion to keep your hands from cracking and bleeding. Sometimes mine do that when it's super cold like this. So there's starting to be a little more traffic than what I would like. So I'm gonna pull off and do some of the side streets, which is what I tend to do on winter days anyways. I feel like it's safer. I just honestly don't trust anybody. I'm a little bummed. I was gonna do a workout today, but things don't always go as planned. It's okay. I'll get it in maybe tomorrow or Saturday. And pace per mile isn't too bad right now. I still try to hit my daily mileage goal. I don't know why, but I like to get in at least 9 miles, so I'll be getting that in. Footing is great right now. I'm not having any issues for the time being. It's a little closer to the pavement here. Plows did an excellent job. You can take a look down the street. Looks like I'm the only real wacko out here running today. I saw one guy with cross-country skis. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet. Just some folks snow blowing their driveways. I take that back. Someone on a bike, major kudos. Great job. Normally one of the perks of running in the wintertime is there's access to the indoor facilities. I know locally here in Providence we would go to the Brown University indoor track. It does not look like that's going to be an option this year. So a lot going on with the weather, of course, COVID-19. You check out the water, pretty cool sight. A lot of beach and rocks. Trails are normally kind of off limits this time of year just because of the amount of snow and the snowpack. Let's see if I can give you an example. Yeah, so as you can see, someone came here before me. It's not bad because it looks like a couple people went over this trail before me. But I'm still kind of sinking in. Pace per mile will be slowed quite a bit. I was cruising around on the roads at about 7-minute flat pace. So that's kind of a lot of effort. I'm gonna go back on the road. Oh, this is nice, right down to the pavement. It's amazing to see Wayland Square that's quiet. And as you can see, not everybody touches their sidewalks, so you have to do whatever is safe. I'm gonna go on the other side of the road in order to avoid upcoming traffic. Someone just slid. They went off the road and he's since regained control of his vehicle, but that's what I mean when you're out here in the snow. You have to be very careful. A lot of the onus is on you as the pedestrian. I'm actually gonna turn around. My normal run isn't particularly safe today, but I'm sure it will be in the next handful of days. So I'm just gonna stick to roads that are well traveled on for the time being. In weather like this, if you're male with facial hair, it's gonna be covered in ice after, so I'll take a look, try to get a nice shot at the end of the run. Did you see that car up ahead slide, kind of fishtailed? Winter problems. One that comes to mind is when you wear so many layers on a run, that means more laundry. So that's what I'll be doing when I get home. And as for food thoughts, I don't know, maybe pizza, maybe some buffalo wings. We'll see what's open. These are the types of roads I love on a snow day. Nice and open, no traffic. It just feels really calm and quiet, which is how I like most of my run days. I'll give you some scenery, some beautiful houses here on the east side. Kind of looks like the Home Alone house, right? The ground of this street is extra slushy, which means wet shoes. What I tend to do in the winter time with wet shoes is I put them on a space heater on a very low setting, and after a few hours they tend to be dry, ready to go. Okay, my camera battery is extremely low, so thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.